If you want the executive estate car with the most load space, then don't bother with the new 5 Series Touring. Get a Mercedes E-Class instead. But if things like driving dynamics, style, and having clever features that help with your active lifestyle are also important to you, then this car's actually well worth a look. For instance, like on other 5 Series Tourings, you can open the glass section separately, which is handy for loading small items or just quickly checking that you haven't forgotten the baby's nappies. Now, if I shut that, I can then open the entire tailgate using the key fob, although that is a paid for option, which is a bit mean of BMW. If you notice, the parcel shelf has actually moved up automatically, which is handy. Now, if I remove it a second, gosh, it's heavy. Now, if I just shimmy in here, I can fold down the central seat. BMW showed us that you can fit a surfboard in there, but at £30,000, I don't think many surfer dudes are going to be buying 5 Series Tourings. That space is going to be more useful for people carrying habitat lamps. But you don't actually need to mess about in the back to pull the seats down. You can just do it by tugging at that lever there, then the other one over there, and what you're left with is 1,670 litres of space. Now, okay, that is 280 less than the Mercedes E-Class, but there's still enough room to sleep one person in comfort. Now, if you'll excuse me, have a quick kip. I know what you're thinking, BMWs are supposed to be the ultimate driving machine, not the ultimate skiving machine. So, let's move on to the road testy bit. The 5 Series Touring is more fun to drive than a Mercedes E-Class Estate and an Audi A6 Avant. I mean, you can make it even more involving if you want by adding some driver's aids such as adaptive dampers, adaptive roll bars and active rear steering, but if you're not careful, the cost can add up to £3.5 grand. I don't reckon most people will really notice the difference. What you will notice though is just how refined the new 5 Series Touring is. For starters, it's very quiet. As for comfort, well, the ride is much better than before. The car does a great job of ironing out all the bumps in the road. As with the previous 5 Series Touring, we've got pneumatic suspension on the back which self-levels, so if you fancy carrying an elephant about, you won't be driving around with your nose in the air. When the 5 Series Touring goes on sale in September, it will be available with 2 petrol and 2 diesel engines. This car is the 520D and, thanks to various fuel-saving technologies such as auto stop-start, it can do 54 miles per gallon, which, incidentally, is better than you'll get from the equivalent Mercedes or Audi. And with a 0 to 62 time of 8.3 seconds, it's faster too. The engine is really punchy. I mean, personally, I'd rather have the 6-cylinder 3-litre unit, but actually it's very, very hard to justify the extra expense. What's worth spending on, though, is the 8-speed automatic transmission, because the 6-speed manual, it just doesn't suit this car. What does suit the Touring, though, is BMW's new, more conservative design language. Somehow, it just seems more at home on the estate. As for the interior, well, it's the same as the saloons, classy, well built and positively brimming with gadgets. So the big question is the 5 Series Touring the ultimate lifestyle executive estate? And the answer to that is yes, it is, so long as outright load space isn't your key priority, because if it is, like I said at the beginning, the Mercedes E-Class is the king.